Hello, my name is Tracy Brackenback, and this is my Practicum 4 project, Algebra Tiles. I chose to use a virtual algebra tile program which I found online, which had some really cool features that I think would translate well to a classroom. And we're going to be looking at monomials and binomials using algebra tiles and multiplying them. So to start out with, let me just show you that here on the left, the tiles that we'll be working with. The negatives are in red. We have a single unit, negative single unit, a negative x, and a negative x squared. And then here on the right, a single unit, positive 1, positive x, and positive x squared. And so when you're setting up your algebra tiles, it's just like you would use if they were the paper versions. Here on the left, you set one term, and on the bottom you set the second term. For a monomial, if we were going to multiply two monomials, you could do something like 2x multiplied by 2, let's say. Um, and these are monomials. And monomial means one term. So 2x, that's one term. We're multiplying it by 2, which is one term. The important thing you have to remember with algebra tiles is that your side faces have to match. So if I was setting this up and I was doing x times 1, you would have to make sure that the sides match. See here, my x side matches and my 1 side matches. So if I was going to finish this problem, 1 times x is x. And I do 1 times x is x, and 1 times x is x, which equals 4x. And down here at the bottom, it kind of keeps track for you, which is something that I really like. If I was to take away one of these x's, it would equal 3x, and as you see, the equal sign changes to does not equal. But when you get it correct, it changes to equals. So it shows you that yes, you did the problem correctly. So that's a monomial by a monomial. If you were going to be doing a monomial by a binomial, you could do something like 3x multiplied by, let's say, x, let's do a negative, minus 2. And as you notice, as I add terms in here, your area increases. So it shows you that the size of your rectangle that you're going to make using your algebra blocks. And so what I do here is x times x, so that's going to be x squared. And notice, both my sides match here. What you wouldn't want to do is x and x, and that's incorrect because your sides don't match. Um, so if we go back here and I put in my x squared, I'm going to do x times x, which is x squared, x times x squared. And so the next thing you would do is your negative 1 times x, which is negative x, and then you just keep doing that. Negative 1 times x, which is negative x, and you'd complete this out. Negative x, negative x, negative x. Takes a little bit of time. And so that's your final answer. And as you see, um, it's correct as our equal sign has changed. So you'd have 3x squared minus 6 is your correct answer. And if you notice, all my sides match. I filled in my rectangle completely, and I can move on to my next problem. Next thing I'm going to do is a binomial by a binomial. And so doing that, we'll do a couple of these. So I have, let's do negative 2x plus 2 multiplied by, let's say, x minus 1. Alright, to start this out, we're going to multiply x by negative x, which is a negative x squared. And again, x by negative x, that's negative x squared. X by 1, which is x. X by 1, which is x. And then negative 1 by x, which is negative x. And you gotta rotate to fit it in here. Make sure your sides match. Negative 1 by negative x. Oh, you know, and I actually made a mistake. A negative 1 multiplied by negative x, which would produce a positive x. So let's go ahead and put that in here. And I would have found that out at the bottom here when I finished. This would not equal out. So that's, again, another check, which is great. Negative 1 by 1, which is 1, or negative 1, and negative 1. And so here we equal out, so our answer is negative 2x squared plus 4x minus 2. So let's do another one. So let's do 3x minus 2 by negative x plus 4. And here's our problem here. It's set up by our two factors. So let's do negative x multiplied by x, negative x squared. And we're going to continue that all the way up for our 3x's here. Negative x multiplied by negative 1, which is x. Two negatives make a positive. 1 by x, which is x. And I'm going to have a lot of x's to do. And I'm going to do this for all of my 1's down here at the bottom. And again, I have to rotate because the sides have to match. So here's my x side and my 1 side. If I left it like this, that would be incorrect. So I do have to rotate as I go. And if you're doing this on paper, it would probably be a little easier. You could throw all these in faster, but I really do like this program because it checks as you go, and I think for students that would be a great tool, especially when they're learning how to use algebra blocks. So that's it. That's all my 1 times x. And then now I'm going to fill in my 1 times negative 1 here, which will be negative 1. So I fill this in all the way across the board. To fill in my rectangle. Okay, and so I filled in my rectangle, and as you see, again, the equal sign has changed. So our answer from 3x minus 2 multiplied by negative x plus 4 is equal to negative 3x squared plus 14x minus 8. And that's our answer. So now we've multiplied a monomial by a monomial, a monomial by a binomial, and a binomial by a binomial. And you could even do more terms with this program. I believe that there is a, no, there's not. I thought there maybe was a trinomial option in this, but if you actually go in here and click on this binomial tab, it gives you a problem to try. And you can put whatever program you want, or whatever terms you want in here, and again, it will track your progress. So that is my video, and sorry about my voice. I'm a little sick, but hopefully this is what you're looking for. Thank you.